A very good morning to everybody. I need to get undercover to introduce this week's video. We are inside the market now. Now, while I introduce this week's video and welcome one and all and give my thanks to all viewers, I'm just going to allow the camcorder to run you down this stall. Very impressive man's stall. Everything from A to Z. Now, this week's video contains all our usual visits to sites and another little trinket and other things. Lot of information about the trams. So I'm going to get on with it now, thanking everybody for what they do for me, and please visit this stall in Abingdon Street Market. It's turned out to be a cracker. It really has. Everything here for the man. So here's this week's video, thanking again one and all. Welcome one and all. It's Monday morning again, the 31st of January. And to start the week's video off, I thought you might like to see further views of the Irish Sea, and there's the North Pier there. It's a glorious, clear, yet coldish morning here. Now, I've got to take you to the build of the cinema complex, and also I have news of one of our projects. Very interesting news indeed. So I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to take you to the build and then the other projects. I will see you at the build. Welcome back. And I'm just going to cross the road to arrive at our very safe viewing area, looking onto the build of the cinema complex and the Wilko store. And the first thing I'd like to show you is the excavator at work. What it's doing is replacing all the soil that it originally took out to make those very deep trenches, where now they have been filled with footings and reinforced mesh and reinforced bars, known in the trade, I'm told, as rebars. And then I believe concrete is poured over this. Now on the left hand side, you will see a large hole that you saw on our last visit. Now what's happened here is they have found electrical cables, and they will have to be replaced, rerouted. The cables will be simply rerouted. And then the drains can be attended to, and I'm told a manhole cover will be placed there as well. So that's our visit today to the build of the cinema complex and the Wilko store. A lot of progress has been made since our last visit of last week. Now, previous to leaving this site, I would just like to thank the contractors who were kind enough to come to see me and tell me what is actually taking place here. I'd like to thank them very much, because if they hadn't told me, I wasn't able to pass on the information. So thanks to one and all for this. Very appreciated indeed. We move on now. We are outside Abingdon Street Market, and the premises you're looking at now was one of our old projects which we covered the early part of last year. This was proposed to be a cat cafe known as Cafe Meow. A cafe with cats on the first story. Now what's happened is the couple involved have had problems here and no longer require these premises. They have found another premises a very short distance from here. So I will let you know later where it is and when it's planned to be opened. But as said, These premises no longer required for Cafe Meow. A very good morning to one and all on this first day of February. And these views are coming from our secondary viewing area looking onto the build of the Holiday Inn. Now today I will do an extensive tour of this build because there's one or two points that I would like to just make clear for all my viewers. A couple of inquiries I've had, so I do hope that during this tour of the Holiday Inn, those can be cleared up. I have just taken a few reverse paces to end up at our principal viewing area. Now the problem I have here today, and it's a nice one, there's such a strong sunlight, such a strong winter sunshine shining right down on me that I'm not going to be able to video much from here. I'm already videoing from an awkward angle, as you can see. Sainsbury's across the road. Now we have two very safe viewing areas, much better at the moment than where I've just come from our principal viewing area. Now it's a lovely clear day, as you can see, and I'd like to point out these 4 stories just for the bedrooms etc. themselves of the hotel, and under that big open space on that other story directly under those rooms. Using the same clip, I would like to explain the first point of interest. Now, there is a Marco Pier white restaurant due to be built within this complex. It is not quite yet known where it will be. It is thought it will be at ground level. Yes, everybody thinks, all the contractors here thinks it will be at ground level. Just moving 2 paces to my left and we arrive at our second very safe viewing area. Now, parking. I'm asked to say what we know about parking. Well, obviously there will be some, but this is still in the hands of the architect. Yes, parking available, but not yet known how much. Previous to moving away from this viewing area to our next viewing area of this build, I would like to thank all the contractors today who have helped me with my inquiries regarding that restaurant and the parking facilities. Thank you all very much. Markelly's across the road. So we now have arrived at our very well known viewing area. Now this is where I need your help, please. Can you please notice in front that open white cabinet? Well, the information in this particular clip all revolves everything that is inside that open white cabinet. This is where the traffic light signals are operated from for the trams approaching and leaving this venue, and also all the points are changed within automatically. Now, a very interesting point I found out is that the tram drivers and the tram staff will not have to leave the tram to change the points. This is done automatically via that open white cabinet. So I do hope you found that interesting. Inside that open white cabinet, this controls everything. There's a master computer in there. And all this information is sent directly to Stargate. Stargate will know what's going on every second of the day here. So I'm just going to thank one and all here for passing me this information, and I do hope that you have enjoyed this morning's tour of the Holiday Inn build and all the tram line works here. Very good morning to one and all. Now I've just left this tram which has brought me to the South Pier. I was just able to catch it at the North Pier, so I had no time to video the arrival of this tram. Yes, we're at the South Pier this morning. Some news for you relating to this great pier. Right in front now of the entrance of the amusement arcade. And even today, we have this very well liked and known kiosk here. They do good takeaway snacks from here, and is opened up on this Wednesday morning, the February the 2nd. I can now tell you the news from this South Pier. Now this is the closest I can get due to the fact that there's an awful amount of sea spray. So this is as far as I said I can get you. Now on this pier there is an attraction known as Sky Screamer, which is the slingshot ride. Now next week it is going away. It's going away for good, and it will be replaced sometime this year with new attractions. Yes, this ride, known as the slingshot ride, it served 22 years here. However, the owner of the pier has said perhaps time to go and replace it with new rides, which as said hope to be arriving sometime this year. So that's the news from the South Pier. While I'm waiting for the tram to arrive to take me back to the North Pier, I found these sets of steps here, and I'm up higher than the sea itself, so I can show you this view of the sea crashing into the promenade here. I know there's an awful lot always like to see these clips, so here we are at the South Pier looking down at the Irish Sea crashing against the embankment here. Right across the road, the old post office of Blackpool. And here we are, we're just going to go down Cheapside, this little alleyway here. Now, I'm taking you down here to show you something very, very interesting indeed. Now, this was one of our old projects, the Nook. Just show you their window and the artist's work there of that mural. And we're going to go inside now. And from inside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you upstairs, outside on their veranda. Now, previous to taking you upstairs, I'm just going to show you their nicely laid out bar, and also there's a member of the team here. Nicely set out, as you can see. So now we'll proceed to make our way to the rooftop. Now that kind team member is already on the rooftop. She's preparing our visit. There's something very interesting up here. Congratulations to one and all who has done this. Now this rooftop space previously was out in the open air. There was no cover. So when it rained, obviously all the customers had to go downstairs. But please have a look at this. This has been installed. Just like a tennis court at Wimbledon. When it rains, that big rooftop opened. And it's exactly the same thing here. When it rains, onto the Nook's rooftop, this can be simply opened to shield and protect all the customers so they can stay on this lovely rooftop here. So that's our visit today to the Nook to see this great added roof. Marvellous. Well done to one and all, and congratulations to the Nook, and I'm sure this is going to be proved to be very, very popular indeed. a visit to the build of the Holiday Inn and all the tram line works that's going on, and I do hope this proves to be an interesting visit. In front you will see a tradesman working on the ground covering a very important transmitter. Now I'm going to need your help here. This video clip involves three areas: the contractor in front, and then moving around we visit that white cabinet that plays a huge part in this, because this receives all the transmissions revolving around the tram exit and also the traffic lights and the signal itself from the trams. Now from that white cabinet a transmission is sent to these traffic lights, and these will turn red to enable the trams to arrive and leave to go to the tram station. So in short, and in layman's language, as I always use, we have work going on this morning and the rest of the day for everything to be prepared for the trams and the drivers in their cabins to stop over that grill. Yes, that's important. The trams must stop over that grill so as it can be transmitted from the trams to where you're looking at now, that transmitter there, that passes it to that white cabinet, and then that white cabinet sends a signal to the traffic lights. Now all this work and transmission can be seen right to Stargate. Stargate will oversee all of this. Now for people that doesn't know where Stargate is, it's approximately half a mile or 3/4 of a mile from the Pleasure Beach, and that's where the trams stay overnight. So I do hope this has proved to be a very interesting visit to this site here today. Wonderful work via these contractors. Very, very skilled indeed to come up with something like this. Yes, the tram driver must stop exactly over that grill there. That's where it all starts from. So I'm going to progress now round to our second viewing area. And a final look at the traffic lights. We are now at our secondary viewing area, and in front, first of all, there's some interior walling here, metal interior walling. Now this is what I would like to show you if possible. Can you pick out that block paving in the background? Well, that block paving is in actual fact, there's the 4 stories of the hotel build, and lowering the camcorder again, that block paving is actually the platform for the trams to arrive and leave. So I do hope you can pick it out. And that's our visit today to the build and the tramline works. On leaving the site, I'm going to see if I can show you these posters. Robertson, the principal contractors, and Blackpool Council and Mews. And this is what I would like to show you: an artist impression of the Talbot tram station itself and the Holiday Inn. A wonderful artist impression of how it will look at the end, with those 3 previous mentioned companies all working together to achieve this. Now on this lovely sunny Thursday afternoon, I went on the promenade, and just outside the North Pier I was ever so lucky to see this. I met up with Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service, and in front one of the team here in his platform. And I've asked him if I can video what he's about to show us, and he said yes. He's going to show one and all how he closes up the ladders and also puts the platform safely onto the fire engine itself. That's it there in front on its platform. That's the fire engine itself on its platform. And you can see the operative now swinging his platform round. I'm just going to move around now to a more central position. There we are. And now you can see the ladders will be placed together. All fully closed up. The small part of the ladder meeting the big part of the ladder. There we are. And now you will see the platform lowered onto the fire engine. Down it goes. Cleverly placed onto its final position, so as the fire engine can leave. I thank very much the Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service for allowing myself to make this video so as I can show it to one and all. Very, very interesting indeed. Thank you, the Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service.